know who'll be stopping by to say hello. Out here it's real life, no fuss, no show. With Highland cattle and piggies on the go. We got meat, birds, fur babies too. Gardens growing fresh, right in view. I'm baking up love in all that I do, and helping the small folks to see them through. Welcome to the Bronx, where the fun's running wild, with a homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl and boy. So come on by, have a laugh or two at the Bronx. We're waiting just for you. Out in the yard, where the chickens roam, we're building a life that feels like home. From the veggies we grow to the soil we turn, it's a simple life and so much to learn. I'm baking bread, smell the warm, sweet air. Piggies squealing, love's everywhere. We lend a hand to channels that care, because lifting each other is what we share. Welcome to the Bronx, where the fun's running wild, with a homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl and boy. So come on by, have a laugh or two at the Bronx. We're waiting just for you. So come on and join, let's build it together through thick and thin in any weather. We're all in this, let's make it better at the Bronx. It's a life to treasure. Welcome to the Bronx, where the fun's running wild, with a homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl and boy. So come on by, have a laugh or two at the Bronx. We're waiting just for you. Yeah, at the Bronx, we're waiting just for you.
Hey. Mr. Chicken and I say, happy procrastination. Happy Procrastination Thursday. I was procrastinating. Okay. I don't need that anymore. I don't need that. All right. Now that we got that all straightened out, welcome. And I do have a lot of people watching the rerun. Guys, hit the thumbs up on the rerun. Still helps me out. I'm getting views. I'm just not getting the likes. So I need the thumbs. So if you're not hitting the thumb, don't make me unleash my secret weapons. I'm trying a new program that they're stating that they believe that they can tell me who's in, even if they don't say anything. I can find out who's been here. Love it. Because I know who my lurkers are. And I'm okay with it. You're still giving me the watch hours. Even if you give me the thumbs down, still shows interaction with the channel. I don't see an issue with it. So, if everybody hasn't seen, I've dropped a video on the World War II Museum. Whew. I hate to edit. That's why I do a lot of vlogging and lives. But I had well over an hour of information that I was able to cramp down into 42 minutes. And that gives you from the start to the finish. And yeah, so go on over. Hey, Nick, go on over and even if you just play it, it's going to help me jump that up onto the algorithm. And for just that one, I believe, yeah, it was very humbling walking through there, Rebecca, and to see where my great uncle actually jumped off of one of those tenders that are in the video. I might have got like a little piece of dust in my eye, but it's just, you can feel it. You can feel the aura walking through the place. And, these aren't replica things. These are decommissioned weapons and planes and tanks and jeeps and boats and you name it. There's real Nazi flags, German revolvers, like Canadian stuff, American stuff. It was just truly, truly humbling. But g'day, Joe. Joe Fix It For You was in here. Troy Sutton. Hey, Troy. Hopefully you're doing well, my friend. And yeah. Remember what I said. We're behind you the whole way. Miss Rebecca, Suzyang Igule, Teresa Jukowicz. How are you, Teresa? Nick, AZ Highland Homestead, Grayson Fire with Glenda. I know that person. Hey. I need to get the housework going. Housework? It's Procrastination Thursday. Oh, man. I don't know. Thursday afternoons, if you don't have doctor's appointments, you procrastinate with me. It's only a few hours. Goodness gracious. Hey, Arlene. Nice to see you. Fisherman 506. Hey, Lee. Hopefully you and Carolyn are doing good. Don't know if you're getting this flash freeze, but Friday and Saturday, we're supposed to be almost to 50 plus 10. And then it's going down to minus 20 some Fahrenheit Sunday. So we're going to have a flash freeze. That'll be fun. So I got to get out and get some salt so that Kyle can keep everything salted. And hey, Josh. Conquest Josh. I'm going to send you a message. I got an idea. If you want to go on high speed and make a whole bunch of lures, I will buy them wholesale from you and sell them on my table and with your business card and everything. So if they want more, they can just order directly from you. That way there. Yeah, we're actually pretty warm here too, Josh. Well, we're supposed to get a little bit of snow, but just trace amounts, I think. Yeah, so we're going from 50 on Saturday to minus 16 Fahrenheit. Brr, that's cold. But that's when Canadians do their best work, is under the cold. Oh, and the thumbnail. Yeah, I was at the hospital, but there was no issues. What happened was I've got a major infection, 2 major infections in my ear, one behind the eardrum, and the other. So, inner ear infection, which is playing around with my balance and memory and whatever else. So I'm on 2 majorly strong antibiotics right now. But yeah, I lucked out. I was in and out of the hospital with my meds sent over to the pharmacy to get my prescriptions in an hour and 10 minutes. That's unheard of. Or better yet, Josh, come on up. I'm trying to get some discounted hotel rooms for everybody, or hotel, motel. The motel is actually better than the hotel. The hotel hasn't been up. I guess they haven't done any real upgrades to the hotel in, I'm going to say 15 years, 20 years. And the motel, they just redid it all. Brand new beds and everything. So the motel's the better way of doing things. So I would prefer you come. But anybody that's close enough, we're starting out with a 1-day conference. I was asked if I would integrate the hunting and fishing show. I said, well, homesteaders need pew-pews, and homesteaders like to fish. So I said, absolutely. So May 10th, we are going to have a no, far from it. It'd be more like the Bates Hotel. I loved that series, Scotty. I loved it. Hey, Jerry. Under 220 days, Jerry. Big news coming tomorrow night for those folks that you don't think you could afford to come. I have some surprises. raises. I've been negotiating. I do what I do best, and that's negotiations. And I have them about this close to taking the Canadian dollar at par. I'll find that out this afternoon. I'm fighting pretty hard with them about that. But there's a lot of good tidbits. And you never know. We're probably going to have a giveaway or two. Just saying. Oh, Jerry, I've been every day I'm on the phone to Fort Lauderdale. It's getting close enough now where I'm hearing that people are having problems that y'all, there's something like you guys get a lot of spam out of Fort Lauderdale, so they whoever the carriers are, AT&T, whoever, block a lot of Fort Lauderdale calls. Well, that's these guys. So Peter's having an issue trying to get a hold of some people, especially if you're paid for. Contact Peter. I will put his thing up here. Contact Peter, and he will make sure your whole reservation is booked. Yeah, I told him to reach out to you. What we were talking about before there, Glenda, and yeah, there's one other that he had to reach out to, and I don't know if he ever did get talking to her, but anyways, I have a feeling this is going to bring on at least, I'm hoping, another 25 folks. It's unbelievable, the program that is going right now. Usually they don't let you pony them together. They're letting me do it. We're right around the 40 rooms. So if we get anywhere from 50 to 75 rooms, I'm going to be more than happy. Yeah, that's what I just said. Rooms. If you go people, I think we're up over 100 people. But we're right around the 40 rooms. And Peter actually might come on tomorrow night. He just had to verify with his manager, and because he didn't want to get himself in trouble. And I said, well, we fully understand, and we would never want you to get yourself in trouble. You know, we still have a lot of time, but if you have paid for your cruise, give them a call. Just say you want to go over your booking to make sure everything's good. Because I might have told him this week that if something goes awry, I was going to ensure that we sailed together, and I was going to throw him off the back. I was being nice. No, you can pay it off, Jerry, and then give him a call. Or you can pay it off while you're talking to them. Don't matter to me. I don't even look at that whenever I get my statement to see who's going where and what. And um so April the 20 whatever, there is a couple prizes that were given to folks only if they went on the cruise. Well, it there's a couple people that had backed out that won those. So we're going to redraw those, but we're just going to do it whenever your thing has to be paid for, because it does take a lot of time and whatever for Jesse and I. And let's face it, he is busier than you know what, trying to help channels. And they just got home, so they've got to get their life back together. And so it you do what you need to do, Jerry. Some people have the money in their accounts, they just have to pay for it. Do it, because it does take a lot of time to finalize each and every one. Well, not that they don't want to, but it's not a practice that they do all this stuff till the account's paid. Then they will go over it all. I'm just trying to break it down for Peter. Ooh, I'm out of coffee, guys. I guess we go to water. I have to drink a whole bunch of liquids with all the antibiotics that I'm on. Tell you what, there's drops for the inner ear, and then there's horse pills. I'm talking like they're the end of my pinky finger, and these are big paws. I looked at them, and I looked at the pharmacist, and I said, how in God's name am I supposed to take those? I said, I've given smaller ones to the cows and the pigs, and one of the shot. I said, and you want me to try to swallow that? He told me to suck it up and take it. Tell you what, pharmacists. There we go. Sorry, guys. Like I said, Jerry, it don't matter. It just makes it easier on him. And he knows that you're committed. I'm expecting probably two different people. Now, has anybody heard from Lila? I'm getting a little worried. I've emailed her, I've texted her, and I've asked different people that I know she's close to. Nobody has heard hide her hair from her. So I just, I'm worried about Lila. She's usually here all the time. I know she was having an issue with her heart and pneumonia. So I'm worried about Lila. Why is my phone dinging? But anyway, so yeah, so far for my conference, let me rewind to that. So the conference here is going to be May the 10th. If it goes well and I have 500 plus people, we're going to do 2 days next year, probably on the long weekend. So people can travel and not have to take a whole lot of time off. But what I'm confirmed so far, I'm just trying to get my up-to-date list here. So I have people coming from New Brunswick, the States, West Ontario, all around. We have people that are going to talk about bees, processing on the homestead. I have a lady who has had a farm slash homestead. Well, since she's born, she bought her parents' farm, and she's of the old school of cooking from scratch, like baking. So, and a lot of this she does on the stoves with the wood. But anyways, she's going to do some cooking demonstrations. One of the other ones is going to be gardening and how to feed your family all year round, with just touching on foraging. And then solar on the homestead, living off grid is going to be one. We're going to have, every year. I've went live on it a couple times, so you guys might have seen it. But we call it Herb Fest. Well, this year the herb is chamomile. It's pretty easy to grow, I'm told. So we're going to have a contest. All the children that are there over the course of the day are going to be able to plant. They're going to be able to plant chamomile, and then they're going to be given a form. Month 1, 2, 3, and 4. How tall is it? How bushy is it? How much water did you use this month? It's the turn it to get kids interested and to show this generation that the animals are not butchered and raised in the back of the grocery store. So, and then the hunting and fishing side of things, we have a bunch of vendors coming in for that. So that's why I was trying to get, Josh, get his name out to make homemade lures and all that stuff. And, the tables are cheap, $40 for the entire day. And, you're going to have the 1st of May. It's still wet enough here that the crops if we have an early spring, the crops are in, or if it's a wet spring, the crops won't go in till the next week. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into planning this, and being a type A personality, I have what I want to see. So next week, whenever I get home from the conference, my municipal conference in Toronto this weekend, whenever I get home, I'm going to start working on sponsorships. And my whole thing is to pull this off with sponsorships so that folks don't have to my residents don't have to fund it. So I've already got quite a bit donated. Because of the rules in Canada, I'm going to have about 4 or 5 different setups of the butchering process. And one of the councillors on that got elected the same time as me owns a butcher shop. He has a butcher shop on the farm. Licensed butcher, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to butcher a piggy. And unfortunately, we have to do it, we're going to do it right from bringing it home, because in Canada, to sell it, it has to be government inspected, and then it's got to go directly to his. So he raises the pigs, brings it, they're processed, inspected, stamped, then they go back into his shop. And it's quite cool. I'm still here just lurking because I got company that just stopped by. No problem, Josh. Not a problem at all. So yeah, we got a whole bunch of stuff. The one gentleman that's going to speak about bees, he's, I'm going to see if I can partner up with different seed companies and make like a pollen, like being rural. I sprinkle a whole bunch of like wild flowers that the bees like, but I have to do it. So they're finding out that people put their hives too close to fields that get sprayed. That's how the demise of the bees are right now. So he's going to go through all that. And the last 2 years, he's getting about 2 tons of honey. And it's incredible the amount of honey this guy gets. But his bees love him. And he doesn't wear a suit. He just wears sometimes wears one of those hats that cover his face. A lot of times he goes in like this. He might get stung once a month, if that. And that's from a cranky bee. Talk to Peter, nice guy. Yeah. He hasn't lied to me yet. So that's a bonus. So there you go, Glenda. Now you know why I, reached out to him. And I threatened to throw him off the boat if something went wrong with Puppers or Sir Grace or, anyways, I threatened to throw him off the boat because I said they're going to go on the boat. If you're anywhere near it, you may not make it. And I said, that's just a friendly warning. I got to look out for my brother. Not that, his significant other, like my significant other, don't look after us enough. But whenever Puppers and Sir Grace and I take off on the ship, I'm putting down different leads. One of the girls actually from the township. All right, Rebecca. The girls from the township, one of them are going on the escape. I think it's next week. And I told her, get your phone a recording. Whenever you get into port, just email it, the stuff back to me. I said, so that I said, especially I want to see the track. I want to show the younger ones that are going with us, the one water slide, well, younger ones. I could be talking about Jesse here too. There's a water slide that goes over the edge of the boat and down and then comes back. I'm worried that, the 90 degrees to kick you back into the boat, I'm going to go right through it. And I'd be a good snack for a whale. You reviewed everything with me, super detailed, and appreciate it. Okay, great, Glenda. Yes, it is. I guess by the time we go, it'll be the third oldest. The Bliss and the Encore were built in the same year. 2019, I think they went into service, or 2020, whatever. But there's two new ones. And one of those new ones, I'm probably going to do a Caribbean cruise next winter. One of them, we have to fly to San Juan, Puerto Rico. That's where their terminal is for this ship. So, and then you do like St. Thomas, St. Martin, yeah. Now we have friends that did that one. Actually, people live right there. They did that cruise last winter. Actually, we were both just coming home last winter. But yeah, it's going to be fabulous. But whenever we were able to pull this off with what we're going to share tomorrow night, Jesse and I were elated. And I got to say, yes, there's been some hiccups on the road. But again, don't blame Terry. And it's not NCL's fault that they had a couple other employees try to stick their nose into our group, seeing how large it is. The only thing they can see is the ching, 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 the money side of things. But Peter's looking after us. Like Glenda said, well, was it 20 minutes and they're all figured out? We went to the post office today and the lady told me, she said several people get their passports ready for, because the rumor that, I don't know who started it, but there was a rumor that Alaska wanted to shut down cruising, like bring back the numbers. Anybody I've talked to up there? That's a cash cow for Alaska. And, they're okay with 5 ships being in one port together. It allows their people to live a better life. Yes, they may scale it back a little bit, but not to the severity that they were talking. So that's why I said this is a once in a lifetime cruise. You never know what they're going to do after we go. Oh, goodness. The one antibiotic they have me taking, the horse pill, dries you out. There's, and guys, if I can give you one recommendation, get your passport. I'll have the link to the US passport and the Canadian passport. Now, there was a couple people that reached out to me, like the nurses here from town that were going to go. They backed out because it's almost $1.50 per dollar. And they just, like they said, they're not going to throw away good money for nothing. And I don't blame them. I probably would not be going if I wasn't organizing it. Truth be told. Just not a good time to travel. Yeah, you see, I don't know about down there, Glenda, but up here, I think if you pay an extra $50, you get it the next day. I think, and that has to be on a 10-year passport. Anyways, there's one guy that I want to, and I'm going to beat him on Saturday. Kevin's got to come on the cruise with us and do his tuber chat, connect and grow on the ship. Just saying. So if anybody that's watching this and you're in the Toronto area, we have between 15 and 20 people, YouTubers, small end politicians like myself, and we have provincial politicians going to come out for my birthday. My birthday isn't till the 29th, but it's a reason to get together. So we'll have some fun. And it was rather neat. We have a chat going behind the scenes. And Rochelle wasn't answering, and I couldn't figure it out till she sent Kevin and I a picture yesterday. I think she's in Mexico, eh, Kevin? But it's like, oh, you little stinker. So yeah, she's in her bathing suit, waving. She's in Mexico, sunning herself. She'll be in on Friday, and then she's going to come out with us on Saturday because the 29th of January is my birthday. My buddy Kevin, who's on council with me, and Rochelle. 3 of us. Who can say they've celebrated their birthday with 2 friends, total of 3 people, same day? Not the same year. I'm the middle child. And Kevin's the old man, I'm the middle child, and Rochelle's the bud, but she's just a youngin'. She's not that far behind me, but Carlene, my hubby's birthday's tomorrow. Well, please wish him happy birthday for us. That's awesome. Okay, well, Glenda, if you're de-junking, you leave Sir Grace alone. Just saying. Don't make me. January is a good month to be born. And my father's birthday is the day after mine. But yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of fun. We will try. One of us will try to go live Saturday night. I know Christine and Johnny, they go, but they don't go till later. So we will probably go about, if we're going to go live, 6:30, 7 o'clock Eastern, give or take. Fixing the chicken run. What happened to the girl's house? It's horrible. Oh no. I was going to say, you need a door. Keep those girls in there. Yeah, I'm still trying to debate if I'm going to get layers or not. I'm in a very, well, I'm actually like Glenda. I'm considered not rural, but you need 5 acres to be considered a hobby farm in our municipality. I've only got 1 acre here at the house. But I've got an 80-acre farm that I back up to. So I'm looking to get a sponsorship from one of the electric fence people. And then I may do turkeys. meat bird, meat chickens, and layers. There's lots of room back there. I can move them around. They have fresh grass and bugs all they want. But, oh, there's Miss Ann. Miss Andale Homesteads right here. And if you haven't ordered your stuff from the land of plenty, shame on you. Telling you. AndaleHomestead.com for all your needs. Don't worry, Miss Ann. Bill's in the mail. Yeah. I do. I have specific breeds that I'd love to get an incubator and raise them from eggs. Miss Ann, you can put your website and everything in there. You're a moderator. And I don't know if I did or not, but hello, Karma. Nice to see you. Hopefully Logan's doing okay. But yeah, so it's funny as heck. I can only have 6 hens on my property. I was laughed at council. Again, we have some large farmers on council, and then we have people that are just normal people. And then me, who dabbles in preserves and homesteading and, blah, 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 blah. I said, we need to put this through so that folks can look after their own needs, even if it is 6 eggs a day. If all heck broke loose, you can survive off your eggs. You may not want to ever eat an egg again in your life, but you can do so much with eggs. And, or I get one of those portable electric fences for the field behind me. And I can just move them around that field, and the cows will look after them. I'm not worried about it. But I could have 500 of the birds in the farm behind me. But if I step 1 foot on my property, I can only have 6. Anyways, the system, she be broken. Eggs are $6 a dozen in my town. Oh my God. Glenda, that's robbery. And I was listening to Ginger Snap there whenever I was running around trying to get breakfast and take my pills and all that good stuff. I was, yeah. Hey, there's my best internet aunt. Hello, Aunt Lynn. Sitting at the VA. Ouch. Oh my goodness. What Well, I'll talk to Glenda off the thing to make sure everything's okay. But you see, my middle and Debbie won't eat farm fresh eggs. And I said, well, you do realize that farm fresh eggs are what your eggs look like before they're drenched with bleach. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm like, oh dear. Goodness gracious, I speak and my phone goes berserk. Yes, that is correct, Miss Glenda. So, yeah, no, they won't. It depends, Glenda. Sometimes I like to keep the coops spotless. There's other folks that don't care. Personal preference. But yeah, no. My oldest, my youngest, and myself just love farm fresh eggs. I find they have a taste other than bleach. But, and then the girls at the office, they started ordering this stuff from Costco, the egg whites separated. Don't know why you wouldn't want the yolk. I don't think it's that fattening. But yeah, no, if as long as you like, I clean my eggs, but I do it by hand. Just with water, you leave them soaked for like 5 minutes, rub them with your hand, rinse them, put them back in the thing. They still have the plume on the outside of them. They're good for 8-10 weeks. And yeah, have a good afternoon, hon.
Bye.
Toodles. No, I agree, Glenda. It doesn't. It honestly, people that, even if you have a little bit of room, lobby your municipality. It's as simple as creating a small bylaw. I wasn't on council for 6 months. I just about got laughed off of council whenever I said we need a bylaw to allow people to raise hens. No roosters, but just hens. And I've been thanked by so many people who, I got a rotten egg from the store, but oh, that's nasty. I just like clean the feces or dirt, mud. One of the girls, she's not very picky on where she lays. And I don't know. I've yet to have a problem. Goodness gracious. There was some that I was stockpiling. I am the maker of pickled eggs for syrup season. Because I make a pickled garlic slash egg mixture. It's good. Now, your husband or wife, if they didn't eat as many as you did, you could be sleeping on the couch or they might be sleeping on the chair. Because, well, they might clean the exhaust out, we'll say. Yeah, Karma, that is a tough one because you've got two different rules. You'll have municipal and then you'll have park rules. And because the trailers are close, or the mini homes are close, yeah. Again, like one of my speakers at the conference, pardon me, one of the speakers at the conference is going to bring people and show them that they can grow in bags, pails, buckets. You can make raised beds like I have out back. Now, I'm really toying. I want to be part of survival seeds, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough time this year. Like around the whole trip. So I'm in a conference. I'm home for one day, long enough to throw and wash my shorts, repack it, and go on the cruise. I'm home for a week, and then I'm gone on another conference. So there's pretty much there 6-week period. I'm gone over 5 weeks. So come the end of September, my lovely's birthday, let's just say that I'm not going to want to go anywhere for a little bit. I'm lobbying 2 ministers during this conference, hopefully trying to change some stuff provincially. And I'm hoping to make the news that we can be the test guinea pig for our province on both instances. The police side plus residential. So, y'all, you don't have to, if you want to say something positive and get the man upstairs behind me. Again, what did I say earlier? I love to negotiate. Speaking of negotiations, I've just about got all the stuff for the furnace. I am so friggin' elated that it's not even funny. Hi, Goobers. Did you have us a little nap? Or you come and say hi to your peoples? Come on. Oh, got to stretch it out. Come here, Bubs. Come here. Hank, come here. Oh, yes, you're such a big baby. Oh, I don't. There we go. don't want to bonk it into your head. Oops. I just bonked it in his head. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. You're a soak. Hey, are you a big soak? Yes, you're a big soak. All right, you go back to your couch. You go back to your couch. Daddy, get to your piggies after, okay? Good boy. You, Karma, I had to go to raised beds with my spinal issues. So, yeah. I live in a chickens are banned. Yeah, you see, that just doesn't make sense to me. Why they would ban them? Like 6. I think it's written into the bylaw that you can't let them roam because not a lot of people, we had to change it. There was a few people that were, oh, your chickens are creating rat issues. It's like, huh? And this one lady, she took it high. She went to both the province and the feds with a complaint that one of my buddies, his chickens were causing her rats. I have not seen a chicken coop cause rats. And she's like, well, your chicken feces is causing all the rats. It's like, no. You see, chickens eat rats, they eat moles, mice. That's what they do. They look after eating all that. And, what she didn't tell them is her house was rat infested before she bought it. And she's trying to blame it on him that he's cost her $200,000 worth of damages to her house from the rats. And it cost Wade quite a bit of money to get through that. And it's like, why don't you clean up your house so you don't have any more rats? Get an exterminator. But she wanted Wade to pay for all this, like thousands of dollars worth of stuff. And he's like, no. He said, you could send your rats over here so my chickens can eat them and I don't have to feed them as much. That's good protein. And yeah. Yeah, exactly, Glenda. Yeah, she is filthy. And yes, chickens do eat them. You are correct. And nobody else in that whole, like they're in a settlement. And nobody in that settlement except for her has rat issues. So Wade finally just left it with, you know what? You do you, I'll do me. Don't contact me. This is my lawyer. And he hasn't heard from her now in about 6 months. Um, oh, awesome. That's good news, Karma. Absolutely. Like, if I had to, like, even with the potatoes that I had in the ground, it it darn near killed me. Between Kyle and I, we were able to get it done, but yeah, like trying to dig them out and whatever, where with my raised beds, I'm working at this level, not away down there. But hey, sweetheart, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. How's your day?
Long.
Oh yeah, Trevor there?
He was there this morning.
Hopefully he's there this afternoon.
I think so.
Good. See, where Kenzie works is a car dealership, and I know the owner quite well. So I'm going to hit him up to be my main sponsor. Ching, 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 ching. At least it will help me pay for some of my guest speakers that are coming like 15 hours away. And then, oh, yeah, no, I just, I put it into the ground because Jen sent me elderberries. But what I want to do is the field, I want to turn it into a food forest. So every spring, I'm going to get a different fruit tree. So I got an apple last year. I'll probably get a cherry this year. I have the elderberries right there. I'm going to transplant a whole bunch of blueberry bushes. And then I have the choke cherries. Yeah, that's one thing. I haven't heard from Mike to see if he got his packages yet. How's Josh's finger?
Fine, I think.
Okay.
He didn't bleed through last night.
Well, no, he shouldn't have. I used the steri strips to hold it together. So, see, so not only me, but Kenzie's better half slit his finger at work yesterday. And I tell you what, love that boy to death. But man, oh man. Kenzie goes, well, he cut his finger. I said, well, let's see it. He held it up and it was drenched red. Like that color red. I'm like, why did you go get stitches?
Because he's special.
And well, if you didn't hear Kenzie, she said he's special. And that is true. But again, that's why we love him. And treats my daughter like a queen and helps her around the house. And, we treat him like one of ours. He's a good guy. because he knows that I have the machinery and I know how to bury bodies. Just saying. Do you make choke cherry syrup? Well, this year it kind of, oh no. This year it is a little bit of looser than I like. I like my jellies to be jelly, but I'm not going to reheat them for, people can put them on toast or whatever they want. So the answer is not normally, but yes, this year, Karma, it did turn out to be syrupy, but it's still good on ice cream, toast. I did self-watering raised beds. So, see, my issue is that I'm going to be gone so long. My family isn't into, well, Kinsey is a little bit, but the other two, try to get them to remember to water would be like trying to pull all the hen's teeth out. And then they're going to forget to take the tomatoes off, the zucchinis, blah, 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 blah. And then it's just going to be a waste. I am still going to do my starts. Soon as I get back from this conference, I am going to start with my greenhouse or my little green shed or whatever you want to call it downstairs. I'm going to start doing the starts for the families that can afford to buy fresh produce. Over the last 2 years, I've just asked them to give me a total of what they thought the weight was. And between the zucchinis and whatever else, and the 2 years, I've donated about a ton of food to needy families. All right, Miss Ann, you have yourself a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Don't be late. Some exciting news, and Jesse might just do a dance or something in his mankini. I will be turning it off. Oh, I think I just got the email that I've been waiting for. Perfect. Now I've got 2 ministers. Yay, confirmed. Let the negotiations begin. So, yeah, that's my only dilemma is going to be gone for roughly 6 weeks in the fall because I have a week conference, 1 day, cruise for 10 days, home for 6 days, 7 days. Then I'm gone on another week conference. And then Scott comes home and goes right to bed. But got to do what you got to do, Glenda. Some very exciting things coming up. And if I can get the province behind me, I have a developer that's ready to invest about $15 million into our community. And I've been working with these guys now for 3 years. Oh, subdivision across the way I'm sitting here, we got a fresh snow last night. Well, it's kind of snowing right now, but the roofs are white. It actually looked like smoke, like there was a house on fire across the road. I'm like, oh, yeah. So yeah. Like I say, 2 years, I've donated about a ton of food. They were able to, one lady asked me how to can and should she pressure, water, or dry can. I said, you're going to eat it over the winter anyway, so just go ahead and water can it till you get used to feeling good about water canning. And yeah, she was able to freeze a whole bunch of zucchini. I've never even heard of this. She mixes in zucchini into her mashed potatoes because her kids won't eat vegetables. And I did not know this till recently, that zucchini takes on the taste of whatever they are put with. So if you pickle, actually, Remy, he pickled zucchini in spheres like you would there you go. Spheres like pickles. And it's actually zucchini, and whenever you eat them, they taste like pickles. Couldn't believe it. Oh, that's it, Karma. You can make bread. You can, like, I make my own brown sugar. I know what additives are put into my brown sugar. It might take me, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to make a year's supply of brown sugar. It's crazy how easy it is, but people go to the store and buy, they pay double the price, and you don't know any of the some boomafu, this color, that color, this additive, that additive. You don't know what that's doing to your body. Exactly. Here too, Glenda. If you keep it, if you water it once every morning, I think I normally plant about 4 plants. And I think I still have about 8 or 10 cups to make zucchini bread. You want something different? You throw a few chocolate chips in. I've also seen where somebody mashes a banana with zucchini. It gives it a great taste. So, there's just so many things. Actually, here, why don't I do this? I have to go get my wife here in an hour, but, well, I have to go lobby my daughter's boss for money and pick up my wife.
You probably won't be there at 3:30.
Oh, no?
No, that's past Trevor time.
Oh, it's not Trevor time?
No.
Okay, well, I will.
Probably better to email them.
Yeah, well, I'm going to pick up Mom. If he's there, I'll talk to him. I'd rather talk to him face to face, but.
Then mornings are usually easier.
Yeah, I know, but he's cranky in the mornings until he wakes
No.
up.
Not lately.
Oh, no?
No.
Okay. I freeze most of my zucchini. It's too easy. Oh, if you read the back of a brown sugar package, Glenda, Karma, you will see there's additives. So, and then on good bounty years, I make maple sugar. And the last time I made it, I think Miss Lisa's done now, but I made 2 full liters, which was over a pound of, it might have even been over 2 pounds, just over 2 pounds. And Miss Lisa was baking with the all natural sugar. And I've made some brown sugar with maple sugar. Now, if you have to buy syrup, I recommend you don't make sugar. Number one, going to cost you a bloody fortune. Okay, Karma. I think we only have bleached and unbleached. Oh, no. I think they're starting now to sell raw sugar, but that's just crazy. Now, Christmas baking, I'll use the bleached sugar. I won't use the expensive stuff, but coming into canning and whatever, I tend to use as natural as I can. And far from being, and if somebody wants to come up and shoot the, you know what, the link I've dropped there, feel free, come on up. But yeah, no, I've never even thought about meatloaf, Glenda. And I'm not a huge pasta guy. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of fella. I don't know. I went through, well, I guess I was 18, 19 till 18 to about 22. I would not even eat a potato, French fries, nothing to do with potatoes. Don't know why. All right, Glenda. I'm not sure who would just popped up there, but they went away. But
This is a moose named Helga. She lives in Alaska. And a homeowner left no-bake cookies outside for Helga. They were for her husband's birthday, but Helga decided to eat them.
Helga's a moose in
Alaska.
Those are no-bake cookies or no-bake cookies on the barbecue.
Helga's taking the cookies for herself.
And Helga said, I'm going to eat them.
One of the comments said that she left them on Helga's cookie shelf, so it's really not Helga's fault.
Exactly. There she is.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good.
Hold on. There we go. Oh, it won't change, will it?
I'm going to say you're sideways.
There we go. I'll just leave it that way.
Yeah. So, how's Logan doing?
What is it?
How's Logan doing?
He's doing really well. I'm sorry. Now I'm having a harder time hearing you than I was when we were just on the video. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had to turn the volume up more. Sorry.
Yeah. Jerry, I don't know. I haven't talked. I talked to him at Christmas time, but it was just Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'd talk after the New Year. He was talking about bringing his dad. I don't know if he's coming or not. But yeah, no. So I just, brown sugar so easy to make, and it takes no time at all.
Yeah, I just recently learned how to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But no, I wanted to show you. I happen to have a brand new bag of that sugar I was telling you about.
Okay.
And it's this here.
Oh, cane sugar. Okay. Yeah.
But it's called Zolka. Somewhere else on here it says Morena, and it's non-GMO. Verified pure cane sugar, made with minimal processing by squeezing and evaporating the juice of freshly harvested sugar cane.
And where does it say where it's made from, or?
It is in Rio Rico, Arizona.
I just saw your finger to wait a minute. So let me know whenever you're ready to come up. Arizona. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know they grew sugar in Arizona.
Yeah. Well, that's where it's just
Or maybe it's processed there. Could be trucked in there to a facility too.
that's the distribution center. But I'm sure that they get the cane from growers all over. But
Yeah.
the sugar tastes so much better than your typical
I'm gonna
CNA,
have to.
because you can still taste a little hint of the molasses in it.
Hey,
And hey, you.
Hey.
Well, and you want to know my secret recipe? I use the molasses, but
Yep.
I also put in an ounce of Jesse and Lisa's vanilla into my
Ooh.
brown sugar.
I bet that would be good.
Oh, it sets it over the top. I've had people go, there's like a different taste to your brown sugar. Yep. What is it? I don't know.
That vanilla is off the charts good. And
It
Lisa's
is.
recipe for the homemade creamer is my absolute favorite. I gave some
I've
to my daughter-in-law, and she just fell in love with the cup of coffee that I made her. And I'm like, it's the vanilla. And then
I've had one, no, or actually I've had more than one cup of coffee
Mhm.
with that Miss Lisa made at Tin Killer before they had to go because of Jesse's whenever his
Yeah.
mom wasn't doing well.
yeah.
I would leave the hotel and a bunch of us would go out for breakfast. So I'd go back into where they were staying,
Right.
pick Jesse up because, well, Lisa didn't want to get out of bed that early. And then we'd go to breakfast and Jesse'd have my coffee ready whenever he came out of the motorhome. So it was like, sweet. So yeah, no, I've got to make myself
You do.
some of that cream.
I think since they dropped that video, I think I've made 6 of them now. Like that is my absolute favorite coffee creamer.
But you guys do drink a lot of coffee though, too, right?
I just have like a cup a day, maybe 2 at max. Like seriously, just a cup. But
Okay.
my mother's the coffeeaholic. So yes, it runs in the family.
Yes.
I'm not that coffeeaholic, but I give it to family when they come over too. I share, make a cup of coffee, and I'll froth it up just a little bit, and it's really good.
Yeah. No, I've got to get that watch it again and get the recipe and make it up.
I'm the
'Cause
only
I'm-
coffee drinker in our house, and I found if you go over into the Mexican food section at Walmart, you can get the little miniature cans of
Yes.
the sweetened condensed milk,
Yeah.
and they have a pop top on them instead of having to cut the can lid off.
I've
Mhm.
Mhm.
And so I buy just the small containers of the half and half, and add just the little can of the sweetened condensed milk. I'm not big on like French vanilla coffee creamer.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite. I absolutely love hazelnut. So I bought some natural hazelnut syrup off of Amazon and
Mm.
add that to my creamer.
Sure.
Yeah, you can add anything to it. If you don't like the vanilla,
Yeah.
you could even do, if you're into mint chocolate, like to make like a thin mint inspired.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
so good.
Do a little mint extract. Yeah,
That's
really.
what I was thinking. We have a bunch of like mint extract up there that you could put just even a drop just to give it that little.
Mhm.
Little kick. Yeah, I've done it also with the bourbon vanilla that I make.
Mm.
And I've
I
like
have
bean, and I'll just put the bean down in there and scrape all the little, the little pods, I guess. I don't know. Put the pods in there, scrape them down in, and yeah, that's really good too. I always add their vanilla to it because I think that's like the secret to it. But then a little bit of bourbon, just a little.
So in the
that I add to mine too.
Yeah.
In the comments, who makes Miss Lisa's coffee cream?
Well, that's me. I'm just gonna.
And well, yeah, I know you guys
Here,
do.
I'll even show it. I have it. Like I truly do make it. Like it is right here. Oops, we lost Karma. There's my coffee creamer. See, I really do make it.
Oh, that's a neat top.
Yeah. You can get those on Amazon.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then I just shake it up real good, and it's got the little spout. You can pour some in your coffee. See,
wow. I'm going to have to order myself one of those.
Yeah. I've
never seen those before.
Amazon.
Yeah, that's what Kenzie was just saying. She said you can order those on Amazon.
I follow a girl that there's like a whole cold brew setup you can get.
What?
Cold brew. So it has like the
brew.
filter that fits in one of those big jugs with the top.
Yep. I have one of those. I do, but I use mine mainly for tea. So it is designed for coffee, but if we're on the same page, it's the one with the metals like sieve that goes down into the big half-gallon mason jar. Is that the same one we're talking about?
Yeah, it fits like most of the length down the jar.
Yes. Yep. I use that one for tea because I grow my own herbs and I make my own teas. And so I like it because sometimes I freeze dry it and those leaves, I don't like to have the leaves. And I feel like that mesh like really gets it all out. So you're just getting the tea. And I'll make it big and then I'll put it on ice and then I'll sip it all day long.
Hey, Wanda.
Hi, Wanda. I can't see the chat. So hi to anybody that said hello.
Yes, hello.
This big. Oh, there we go. I can see it. Thank you.
Let me try.
That's
like it's still even that small for me.
Yeah. But so what happened to the chicken run? The door fall off or just break or because of the weight or?
Well, what's happened is if you've been underneath of a rock in the last 2 weeks, Southern Indiana has been plummeted with tons of snow. We had a foot given to us, and it has almost broke our record, which was back in 1994. It's the second most on record for us. It melted, and then we got 3 inches, and then it melts, and then we're constantly getting freeze. And so the combination of the snow, the cold, warm, the cold, and when I say cold, we're talking like down to 0. It snapped the hinges on our run.
Oh my goodness.
And the door fell, which we didn't know it. And then it froze to the ground. We keep a lock on it. So Grace went out to try to even get the lock off because we're in a subdivision. The girls are in the county, but it's 15 feet off my house, just to put that in perspective. So we keep things locked up for a reason. But so he had a hard time getting it. It broke the lock.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, this run was done in 2020 during the shutdown. And so what materials we had access to is what we had, right? So it is actually on our radar to redo. We're going to take both of the runs down. We're going to leave their coop alone. Their coop is in excellent condition. We did a great job building that. We had all the materials, so it was done properly. I might spruce it up a little bit, maybe paint it or something, but not really much to it.
Yes, because your chickens are going to know that they need a fresh coat of paint.
I've actually threatened shiplap in the coop. I actually have. Like, we could insulate it, and then it would keep them cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter, and then we could shiplap it, and then I could put like a really pretty, like a trendy color. And anyhow, that's been our joke. Let's circle.
You've got way too much time.
I know.
And I know you don't have the time.
Well, okay, we'll get back to that second on time and doing things. So anyhow, it's kind of funny. I'll tell you about that in a second. So anyhow, the door, we couldn't access the girls for 2 days. Thankfully, we had just fed them, and they have the I truly believe in a grandpa's feeder. That's the actual name of it. They're very expensive. It's a cost up front, but let me tell you, it has saved us money in food. I don't have to worry about mice getting into it, or the chicken scratching and wasting chicken feed. It has paid for itself. But the ones that we have hold 25 pounds of food. So they just got filled. So we knew the girls were good. They had food.
Oh, wow.
And then we have Premier One poultry nipple waterers, and they're good. So
The heated one.
The heated one. So they make great coolers in the summer because they're insulated. So you can put a block of ice in it. Unplug it, of course, but put a block of ice in it, and your girls will have ice cold water all day in the dead of summer. Like, these things are an investment piece, but we bought them when we set everything up, and best decision. So the girls had water, and everybody makes fun of me because I have cameras. But let me tell you, that camera came in handy because we couldn't access the girls, and I would have tore the coop down if I had to get to them if something was wrong. But I was able to like look in on them to make sure everything was going just fine. And I mean, we have our panels up, so we can't see in right now. It's kind of distorted. So that's really the only way that I could see my girls. So today it got above freezing, and Sir Grace went out with a thing of hot water, and it took him about 15 minutes, and he finally got the door off. And so now he's fixing it. We bought some new hinges, but again, this run is coming down this spring. We're going to be completely redoing it. I have personally hit my head. I'm a short person. I have hit my head too many times. I even had to go see a neurologist because I had a migraine that lasted 2 weeks from hitting my head inside of the coop. So I've been diagnosed with a small TBI. So anyhow, we're going to take it all down, and we're going to make it human friendly. So we're going up, and the people that own the land, we've already had that conversation with them. I mean, they can see that the bigger run is starting to tilt in, and I mean, it's 5 years now. So we're going to do it and do it right this time, and make it bigger. We have a pergola that we no longer use, and we're going to incorporate that into their outdoor run. We're going to use chicken cloth wire. Well, not chicken wire, but it's the cloth, the hardware cloth, you know.
Okay.
And we're going to wrap that thing up, both top and sides and bottom, just to make sure it goes underneath. And then the girls will have an area. We're going to build
their own pergola.
And we have lights strung in it because it was part of what we had done. So we'll leave the lights out there so the littles can, you know, be out there at night with the girls until they go to bed, you know. But
yeah,
not spoiled, they're pampered.
They're very much pampered. I was having this talk about chickens with someone earlier today, and I was telling her, I said, you need chickens. The cost of eggs have gone up. You're going to pay several $1,000s up front because you got to buy a coop, and you got to do a run, and you got to, you know, you got to put all the feeders and stuff. So it'll be $1,000, but it'll save you money on eggs. And and she goes, I don't know if I want to do that investment up front for $6 eggs. And I'm like, but they're like dogs. They'll follow you around. You realize how much power you have when you go chick, 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 and they come up, and the whole flock is like right at your side. I mean, it's worth it. But
that's how I feel about my cats. You know, they follow me. They're my little puppy cats, and They
Yes.
follow me all around my yard. They go for walks through the garden. And I've not had a mouse in my house since I had this little family move in.
That's the same with our chickens too. Our chickens, when you were talking about that rat story, I'm telling
I
you,
know.
I was sitting there going, my gosh, my flock would be like, let's get up. I mean,
Exactly. Ours would be like
They're ninjas.
lunchtime.
there's a problem when they're complaining it's the chickens attracting rats.
I laughed when you said that. I was like,
Yeah.
just insanity.
Oh.
That is, I laugh at people who say chickens attract predators, because when we moved into our property, which was many years prior to us getting chickens, we had predators on our property. We had fox, we had raccoons, we had coyotes. I mean, we had deer, which are not predators, but we had all this stuff here, and we have hawks. I have no control over the hawks. So I don't know. They don't attract them. They are just here. You got to learn to live with them. And
Yeah.
if you don't like it, maybe change your surroundings. That's my theory.
I hear you.
And maybe clean up, because if you got a rat problem, you feel.
Well, and Wade is a butcher part-time. Like he knows the ins and outs of how to raise animals and
Yeah.
from tip to stern.
Yeah.
And he moves his coop. So you want to see his grass.
Oh, I bet it's gorgeous.
He could
I could do.
he could easily have a cow following his chickens
Yeah.
and dropping food, so that by the time they do their circuit and get back to there, the worms have already started into the other, and it's that whole cycle of life.
It is. That's, if we could legally own chicken, I would have a chicken tractor, just because it fertilizes the lawn. Being able to do that, I absolutely believe that he had a gorgeous lawn. Absolutely, because the grass is usually really rich. I mean, that you think about it, chicken poop has nitrogen in it, and you don't want to put that in your garden straight. You want to let that break down. However, the grass, I mean, man, talk about bringing it back to life.
Yeah.
You're fixing soil.
Yep.
It's
I have a question for you. With your chickens during the wintertime, do you use deep litter method to keep them warm?
Nope. I do not worry about my chickens at all during the winter. All that they need is dry, draft-free coop. That's it.
Yeah.
I use the sand method. I use just like kitty litter. I get my sand from Lowe's. I get it's a purple bag is what I get. Don't want to use play sand. I want to make that super clear. It's the construction sand is what you want to use. I've used it for 5 years. I did take a break. I tried the deep litter method and I hated it. I absolutely hated the deep litter method. My coop stunk.
Yeah.
All I do is I put that sand down at the base of it. Takes the size of coop I have. I buy 5 bags of sand. Okay. And I put it down. And then under the nest, or not the nest, under the roosting boards, I have a poop board, as I like to say, that I lined with an old feed bag. And I use a little bit of PDZ, horse stall PDZ, just a little bit, not a lot, just to help keep the ammonia smell down during the summer. And every day I go out, takes me 30 seconds to clean my coop. I have a kitty litter scoop, and I just scoop it, put it in a bucket, and I'll compost their poo. And then once a year, I go in, we'll take all of the roosting boards out. We will get new ones, because I'm sorry, I'm not going to scrub them. 2x4s are cheap. I'm a woodworker. Usually I have some left over in the garage from another project, or I'll just go buy a board. It doesn't matter. Cut it in put new roost in. I reline. I use old feed bags to line the inside of my coop, which is why I laugh about putting up shiplap, because I wouldn't do it, but I use feed bags. And so then, I mean, it's simple. It takes me otherwise 30 seconds every day. My coop does not stink. Everybody and their brother comes up to me. I'll open the coop. I'm like, you tell me if it stinks. And then if I use the nesting box herbs, you smell those too, because I grow my own box herbs. I'll put roses in it because I have a lot of roses on my property. I'll put mint. I'll put anise hyssop in it. I'll put thyme, which is really good for their health. I'll put, whatever I've got, rosemary, just anything. And then freeze dry all these herbs. And then I just sprinkle them through the winter time so they have something, because, they're not free ranging during the winter. They're kind of cooped up. So it's a nice little treat. Spruces the place up. I use lavender as well. Between lavender and mint, it helps keep the mice out. But I never put food in their coop unless we are getting like a tornado and I've locked the girls inside of the coop. I will put food and water in there. Otherwise, I never put food and water inside of the coop, even in the winter. But yeah, I don't ever worry about my girls. They're 104 degrees. Oh, sorry. I don't ever worry about them in the winter. They're 104 degrees internal temperature wearing down coats. It's the best way I can tell you. So I don't add heaters. I don't add.
So I had somebody from Texas tell us how to, and how you winter chickens.
How do you winter chickens according to the person down there?
Oh, like they have 15 laying hens. They have 2 heat lamps. And it's like, no. Sorry, guys. It gets to 30 some below here. And yes, we do have a dish that plugs in that has an element that keeps the water from freezing.
Right.
And if they have warm water in the winter, cold water in the summer, my girls lay 1 egg a day year round.
Now, I give my girls a break from molting season. So in the fall, they molt.
Most of mine don't molt.
Oh, mine do. And that's okay, because molting is just getting a new fresh coat, is what I tell them. They're just, it takes about 6 weeks. I increase their protein intake during molting season, and they'll get a new coat. And I do not personally use lights in the summer, in the winter time during molting season to keep them laying, because I want them to live natural lives. I don't have production birds. If I wanted production eggs, I would go to the grocery store. But I let my girls take off until they start laying again. And we're actually expecting them to start laying any day now. We've got enough sunlight. That's what it's based on. So, it is what it is. But what were you going to say, Karma? I know you were trying to say something, hon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, I was just going to say, in the defense of the people in Texas, I follow some channels in Texas. They are so used to the hot weather. Their animals are acclimated to the hot weather. So when they suddenly dip down into the cold temperatures, they might go from 70 degrees in the daytime and all of a sudden they're at 20 degrees overnight. It's going to be harder on their animals. So they do have different precautions.
No, that's more a human thing than it is a bird thing. I'd be more
worried. The bird is a 105 temp.
I said for some of their animals.
Yes.
No, the bird.
Well,
no.
We're just talking.
I'm sorry, we're talking chickens, not the rest of them. Yeah, not the rest.
Some of their animals.
Yeah. No, I can see that, like, especially if they have an elderly animal. I'm thinking of, my friend has an elderly donkey, and that would be hard on her to do that.
I was thinking specifically for like their horses that don't have their coats built up like what.
No, I agree with that.
Absolutely, they need coats. Their coats put on.
Yes,
but a cow,
a lot of flack for putting blankets on their horses when it
Oh
gets
no,
to
I know a lot of people
and
who
I'm
do
like,
that
well, they're
here.
not acclimated to it. But
Yeah, I know a lot of people who do that here. They put coats on their horses and their donkeys, and yeah, that's a thing. That keeps them warm. In regards to chickens, though, I would tell somebody from Texas, your biggest concern is in the summertime. You want to be offering them ice water and
yeah, they need to be kept
making sure.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that and lots of fans. Get exhaust fans for your coop. I mean, we get hot here too. I used to live in Tucson, so I do know what the weather is like. In certain parts of the area, but yeah, the
Here in Idaho, we consistently are 100 degrees and higher
yes, very
all
much so,
summer
and it's
long.
a dry heat too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
See,
lived there for a while too.
we have about a month in the summer that we're over 100 too up north here,
Yeah,
and it's
I
I
feel
I
like
don't.
though, if you have the humidity at least a little bit of humidity,
Oh
unlike total dry humidity or dry humidity, unlike total dry heat.
yeah,
If you
no,
have
we have a
humidity,
lot of humidity, so it normally puts it from 100 to 115 with the
yeah.
humidity.
You have the heat index. It makes it
Yeah.
hotter with the humidity.
it
Uh,
does. It
mhm,
does.
yeah.
You don't lose all of your moisture though if it's
No. Yeah, I
having
know what you're
a
saying.
little bit of
Yeah,
humidity.
Yeah.
I
When
know
it's
what you're
super
saying.
dry,
Yeah.
Mhm.
here we get almost no humidity, and so when
Right.
it's 110 degrees and you sweat all of your moisture out, it's stroke city because you can't
Right.
release any more heat.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because that
Yeah,
happened.
you do because you've been
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I've
Yeah.
been there. And then, but now with the humidity here, I've also had problems where heat exhaustion was a thing. I actually fell and hit the cement here about 3 years ago. I was outside doing some woodworking, and the humidity was so high and the temperature was high that I hit the cement. So,
It's a balance there, though. If
and
you
I
could,
had drinking water too.
yeah,
So, yeah.
but
So
I
it's
just mean if you could find a place that had a balanced humidity, it'd be
yeah,
different,
right?
you know.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, when you go from like 105, 110
Yeah.
with almost no humidity to a
Yeah.
place where you're at the upper limits of humidity and
Yeah.
110,
Yes.
112.
Yes. If we could find that little in between area.
Exactly.
San
Yeah.
Juan,
Yeah.
Well,
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
San Juan, Puerto Rico's anywhere from 78 to 90.
Wow.
365, next to no humidity, nice breeze coming off the ocean.
Yeah. That.
Oh,
oh,
Debbie and I said that if we ever won a lot of money, we would have a vacation home in San Juan.
Mhm.
It is that beautiful.
Well, that's it, Karma. We found it. We're all heading to San Juan.
Oh yeah.
you know what? I could go there for a visit, but I could never leave my Ida home.
Aw. It's a beautiful state. Idaho is, I will say, if anybody's watching this has never been to Idaho, it's definitely worth a visit. It's
A
beautiful.
visit. We've
Yep.
got
Yeah.
enough. We've got enough transplants. You can come for a visit.
That's how I feel about the Hoosier state. It's like, we have
I
enough
was
here.
gonna say we'll send some down that is coming up north. We'll send them back down to you.
Now, I'll just remind everybody of the allergies here. Like, we're on the Ohio Valley, and let me tell you, those allergies are it. Yeah, I don't recommend it with allergies.
He thinks that
Idaho has everything that every other state has a little dab of.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the desert, we've got the prairie, we've got the mountains, we've got the whitewater rafting, the skiing, the mountain climbing, the hiking, the gems, the
Yeah.
rock hounding, the fishing, you want it, we've got it.
Yep.
the biggest truck stop in the USA.
Okay, we don't have Buc-ee's, but I'll tell you what Jesse did say. He said that our Garden of Eden
Yep. Not the Christian place.
The Garden of Eden is right up there, just almost as good as a Buc-ee's.
Okay.
He said it's right up
And
there.
you know what he thinks of his Buc-ee's.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I do. And he said the roads in Idaho are some of the best he's ever driven. So
Yeah.
there you have it, guys.
Except for in the summertime, because I remember when we'd go from Mountain Home to Boise, the tumbleweeds would be on fire and they'd be crossing the highway. That's the time that I wouldn't go. We had several fires that
We do occasionally, but we haven't had fires along the highway in a few years.
Oh,
It's
good.
Touch wood.
We haven't been having this lately.
I'm knocking because I remember like
Oh,
dodging those.
Gosh, yes, there was one year they actually had to close the freeway for a few hours because of the fires. They were jumping the freeway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and those tumbleweeds were huge. I mean, and they would just be moving too. They'd move
Yes.
fire.
And it's
Yeah.
not uncommon to get a small fire in the median.
Mm-hmm.
It's not totally uncommon, but they get it put out like almost immediately. It doesn't get very far.
That's good. It sounds like they've
No.
gotten a little bit better of a handle on it then.
I used to love our one contractor we used to deliver in Boise. There was a certain type of paper that used to be made here in Canada, and we'd have to truck it over to Boise. And man, beautiful. I'd just run
It's a beautiful state.
straight across.
Have you been to Idaho, Scott?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
I've been everywhere down there except for California and New Mexico.
I've been in New Mexico.
I went to college in New Mexico.
Okay.
And I lived in California for 6 years as a child. Skippy, no, get out of that.
We've been to California. Sir Grace had, he went out there for the VA, for the Western Blind Rehab Center. They're like the biggest one. And I think they're the only facility that deals with traumatic brain injuries and low vision, like together is a problem.
Oh,
because
okay.
that's what Sir Grace has. His eyeballs are 20/20. I mean, he has perfect eyeball vision. It's all a brain problem.
Oh,
Yeah. So he went.
It's very.
It's
not
weird.
but
Oh, it's weird. I call
it's
it
weird.
It is because people don't quite understand visual acuities are different. And everybody is different. When they say somebody's legally blind, you think you can't see at all. Like it's completely gone, right? But there's different levels of it. And so he hit his head in Afghanistan. Taliban attacked the base. And so that's where he had his head injury came from. And it didn't happen on impact for vision loss. It came a couple years later. And we went through a lot of testing, and the VA couldn't even do all of it. So we had to even go to Colorado. So I've been to Colorado as well for testing. And so they had found that in the occipital and the frontal lobes, he has low blood flow, and there's nothing that can fix that. But that explains the fluctuation of his vision acuity, because when the way that the blood flow runs through the brain, sometimes it's a little bit better than others. So he has good days and bad days, and then the barometric pressure plays a role in it too. So anyhow, yeah, it's been a long road. So he can see within 4 feet just fine. After that, it's all shadows, and that's on a good day. That's what I like to tell people. On a bad day, he's blind as a bat and he's freaking out.
Logan is also blind in one eye. His is congenital.
Okay.
Low vision in the other without his glasses. His glasses are very thick. He also has congenital glaucoma, and he was born with a cataract.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And so he was 10 years old when he had his cataract removed, and they did not put a lens back in.
Oh man.
because he was still growing,
Okay.
and the lens would not grow with it, with his eye.
Oh.
And
So
so he
yeah,
could
no,
not have a lens put in his eye at age 10. And so his left eye, all he sees is shadows, and it's mostly black and white. They do vision tests, to check for
Yeah.
new glasses or whatever, and they'll have him look at the big E, and all he sees is a blur. And so they will get up like within 3 feet of him, and they'll hold up fingers in front of him to see if he can see that. Once in a while, he can decipher that they're holding up 2 or 3 fingers,
Mm.
but they have to be really, really close to him for him to see that out of his left eye.
Right.
Right eye, with his glasses, he can see. So he has
Okay.
restrictions on his driver's license that he has to have a side mirror. That is
Mm.
one of the restrictions.
oh,
And he has, because he only sees out of one eye, he has really bad depth perception.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because that would sound like he would.
yeah.
His
Mm.
depth perception is scary,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially driving.
Oh.
And but I mean, he's not a bad driver, but
Oh, that's
sometimes it
good.
can be kind of scary.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, no, I understand that because Sir Grace gave up driving. Like whenever his vision went down, the VA never told him he had to give it up, and because they were still like, well, maybe we can fix this, but he's like, I do not need to be driving. I'm afraid of killing somebody, and he
right,
went down and he turned his license in. I'm sitting there crying because it was a hard day. It was a hard day, but he willingly gave up his license.
yeah,
Well, he lost his independence and
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
doubled your independence.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But this
So
is how morbid, like Glenda and I are.
yeah.
I found a meme about a blind dog.
Oh my gosh.
The family moved all the furniture around,
Yes. And I had a blind
and the
dog.
dog,
I'm like,
the
oh
dog
my
goes
God.
prancing over, goes to jump up onto the couch, and there ain't no couch there
Oh.
anymore.
Right, yeah,
Well, I think my husband and I, we have a thing that we're not going to live. My grandfather always said, don't live your life in the mully grub. And it just means don't be down, right?
Mhm.
And so we try to find humor in things in life, even though that they may not be really funny, but it's just kind of a coping skill, I guess is the way to
it is.
say it.
Yeah.
So Sir Grace went up to a friend of mine who's an Indiana state policeman, and he was dead serious. My husband put a poker face on, and he said, Officer, I would like to become a policeman. Do you think I could apply? And our friend looked at him and he went, I don't, he didn't know how to read my husband. And he goes, I think I could do a good job. I think I should be a policeman. Well, our friend, he paused, like he didn't know how to do it, like how to react. And he goes, well, come on. He said, half the force is blind anyhow. You'd fit in. And he said, okay, good. So then one time I went into Staples and I dropped off a package. I come back out. He's sitting in the front seat with his guide stick hanging out the window. And he goes, where do you want to go? He goes, I can read the braille, take my guide stick and read the braille on the stop signs and on the stoplights. And I'm like, get your hiney out of my seat and you get back over in yours.
But that's why we get along so well.
That's
You,
my husband's personality.
you
But
don't. I'm a big proponent of you don't treat anybody differently.
no.
I pick
No.
on Sir Grace,
Yes, you
just
do.
as much as I pick on Jesse or Johnny or,
And he gives it right back too. I mean, he ain't afraid to give it right
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So, but that, I mean, what else can you do? We've been through the hard part, of getting it diagnosed. It took us years. It was something that it was mortifying to go through. And I don't wish anybody this at all. I just don't. And then dealing with the VA, that's all I'm going to say, dealing with them. You just come out and find somebody, you know what I mean? If they're, I don't know. But anyhow, that's just the thing. But now we're at a point in life that we're just going to live. It is what it is, and get the right medical team involved and laugh, which we laugh. But yeah, he wants, every now and then he wants to drive with that guide stick hanging out the window. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Well, he might be doing it on the ship. Jesus,
That actually got brought up this morning. Oh, by the way, yeah, that actually got brought up with the lady at the post office, because we were getting our passports taken care of, and telling her all about this car race and how that he's like, yeah, my buddy's going to be with me. He's going to guide me. And I'm like, yeah, Jesus, take the wheel. And the lady just died laughing. She just died laughing. I'm like, yeah, I guess maybe that'll be the safest place. But I have a true story. So
we need a 4-seater.
We do need a 4-seater for the puppers. If you know who Chef Robert Irvine is, a very famous chef. I had my caregiver story filmed for a huge nonprofit for a gala at our home. And I broke down crying because my journey, I have never shared on YouTube, but it's been hard. And the filming crew caught me crying in the midst of it. And of course, they're playing this and I'm backstage and I have to come out on stage in front of 6,000 people to deliver a thank you speech because they were donating money to the nonprofit we were representing. And Chef Robert Irvine was backstage because he was the chef in charge of all the meals, which was really awesome. But he came up to Sir Grace, and he's a happy cusser. So just insert all the words that you want to insert if you're a happy cusser. I'm just going to leave them out. But he basically told me that he loved me, and he wants Sir Grace to drive him on this course that's off-road, dead serious, take him off-road driving. Like my husband takes Chef Robert Irvine. I went, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. But he had me laughing so hard. He got me through that part of our story. I am forever grateful to it, but I will never forget. This man wants to take my husband out and let him drive him off-road in a truck.
That is so cool.
We didn't hook up with him because of the big C happened right afterwards.
No.
But if I ever run into him again, I'm going to remind him of that and go, okay, we need to hook up. I'll keep the puppy with me. Please wear helmets. And I'm going to make him sign a waiver that he can't sue us if he.
So is Sir Grace there or is he outside?
He's taking care of the chicken door right now. So I have him.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
I think I've told you, but the cars, they can modify the speed.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that.
So if he goes into the wall, they'll just shut it down.
There you go. Or if you guys fly off the ship, it'll get shut down.
I got to see from my doctors if they'll allow me.
I want everybody to wear life vests on this thing if Sir Grace is in the midst of this.
It goes 2 different levels.
Maybe wear a parachute too.
I was just going to say that.
I'm thinking a pair of Depends.
That'll be for me. And a stiff drink. I'll take one of those. Thank you very much. I like a bourbon on rocks. I just straight. Don't mix nothing else. Just give me a bourbon on the rocks. And
I'll tell you what, I can't go on the cruise, but I with my Medicare, I've got the OTC benefit card, and it will allow me to make purchases of such things. I'll donate. It depends.
thank you. Thank you. I will gladly take those. Yes, please. Yes. I will need them.
Every corner she's going to be, oh, I got to change.
Every corner that Sir Grace makes. I'll be doing that. and then maybe I need to find a counselor afterwards, because I'm gonna go into counseling watching this race go down.
Oh, if nothing, we're gonna try to. There's a fine line that we've got to be very careful, because some of the people that are coming with us, YouTube's not their thing. They don't like their face all over the internet.
Yeah.
So we got to be very careful on who we photograph. It's just respect.
Right.
Legally, yeah, you can take a picture of whoever you want. You're in public. But it's respect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But we can take a video of my face watching Sir Grace. I think that would be comedy hour for some people.
You and Debbie.
Yeah. Well, she don't like YouTube, so I wouldn't put her on. It would just be me. React.
Oh,
yeah.
You give her you give her enough. She's never had a bourbon, but I'm sure she will that day.
Oh, I'll get her hooked on it. I have my brand, so I'll get her hooked on that. Just sip it with me, girl.
Yeah, she might have like 4 drinks a year.
Yeah.
So
that's about like
she wouldn't let me cancel the beverage package.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I have some, and I don't drink a whole lot either.
No.
Back when my oldest came over, she goes, "Man, Mom," she goes, "you got the good stuff up there." And she had just coming in on a business trip. She was stopping at the house, and she was so sick. She went and made herself a hot toddy. And I'm like, man, that is some expensive bourbon that you're using. She made 2. She goes, "This is the good stuff. I know where Mom hides the good stuff." I'm like, I don't know if I want you over here drinking.
I was going to say, you might want to start finding a different hiding spot.
It was funny watching her. She goes, "Oh, let's put." Yeah, I got my girl into the right bourbon. I'm like, it's the good stuff.
She takes after her mama.
She does. She's very much like her mama.
Yeah.
But
anyways, I gotta go.
Any way at all for us to pull it off now that with Logan's new job, we'd be on.
Did he get a new job?
Yeah. Yeah, he got a new job.
Isn't that exciting, Glenda? Did you catch the whole story?
Well, I heard it when you had to repeat it, because I was a little lost sitting in there. And
okay, so I missed it because yesterday I was in. I've disconnected. So
you got to go back and watch it.
You have to catch the whole story by watching Talk About It Tuesday.
Okay.
Yes,
but
it's a wonderful, wonderful story.
It's just, I can't say anything except for glory to God in the whole thing.
Yes.
You hear the whole
miracle.
Story.
Things happen for
story to know the magnitude of it. But
things happen for a reason.
They do. And this really did.
I'm a huge proponent of that.
Go back and watch Karma's video, because I'm serious. If you're having a bad day, you need to hear this story.
It chokes me up just thinking about it, because fired on Friday, hired on Monday. 72 hours, almost to the minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and you said he won't sit down. He won't, you know.
And there's more to the story too. That
There's
she just
so
she
much.
just gave you a one sentence thing. It's there's
Well, we
more
had
to it.
chatted. Yeah, we had chatted last week about, whenever it happened to Logan Friday night, and she said, I'm not worried about it because I know this is only going to be a temporary thing.
God's in control.
And boom.
I
Mhm.
refuse to let worry and doubt and fear creep in.
Amen.
You have your momentary,
Oh,
wow, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, what are we going to do? I know that my income isn't going to cover the bills. How are we going to get through this? Okay, God, you're going to have to show yourself big. I had my tears over it.
Yep.
We're human though. I mean, that's human.
It wasn't a panic. There was
Mm-mm.
no panic in it. There was
Yeah.
a little bit of anger over the situation.
Sure.
I'm not going to say there wasn't, and maybe a little bit more than a little, because I know so much more about the whole situation. But I also know that there was a hedge of protection around Logan and me involved in this entire thing.
Mm.
I mean, anybody who wants to know the whole story, just go back and watch episode 2 of Talk About It Tuesday.
I'll
Incredible.
I'll
Yeah.
see if I can.
It's a God thing.
I'll link it.
It's a God thing. I mean, it really is. And I'm glad you went back over it by the time I got in, because I was like, I'm late. What am I missing? You know what I mean? And then you did the whole thing, and I went, oh.
Oh, not you.
And I
was. It's a
it
God
takes
thing.
a
It
while
was just
to tell the story. But
yes.
if I would have left anything out, it wouldn't have had the impact.
No, it was a God thing, and
Oh.
know.
Somebody's heard your voice.
Mm-hmm.
No, Hank's right here.
Oh, hi, Hank.
Did you hear Glenda?
Where's my Hank?
Oh, Kyle just picked up a soup, so forget it.
Oh, never mind. Yep, his number 2 person's there.
Yeah, exactly. His bros right here, and he knows that it's just about his piggy time.
Oh,
So that's what we call his probiotics that are helping with his stomach.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they're really doing a lot of. It's really helping him out. So it was
that's fantastic.
I keep getting all these pictures in messages from Logan yesterday and again today. Pictures of his new friends.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
I
awesome.
can't wait to start showing pictures and going out and doing videos at his new job and
yeah, that's a neat place too.
Did you go on the website and check it out?
No, I haven't had a chance to, but I don't want to say where he's working at, because but I there's a reason why you can go do that. So you gotta watch Taco Tuesday. Just saying.
Yeah.
Episode 2, go watch it. You'll understand where she's going on about this. I'm just so tickled for them and tickled for you too, and it's just another example of God working in our lives. I mean, that's
it's a huge weight off her shoulders, and she doesn't need, she don't need the extra stress.
No.
Because that just rebounds your whole body.
It does. And for the first time in either of our adult lives, whether together or separately, we're not going to have to worry about finances.
That's a God.
That we're going to be able to be debt-free. We're going to be able to completely pay off the debts that we have. We are going to be able to have a second vehicle. And we may even be able to come to some of the meetups.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome, Karma.
And we're going to be able to give back to the community the way other people have been giving back to us. I'll be able to do some memberships to channels that have been so incredibly supportive to me. And do it on a monthly instead of just a hit and miss here and there. And
You know what? And don't feel bad about that. Like,
Yeah.
there, you know,
oh,
I
it's kind of
try to,
I
I try
am
to
a
get
giver
back
by
to
nature. I'm a
whatever.
giver by nature, and if I have it within
Yes.
my means to give and to do, I'm going to do it, and that's just me.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's why I do my Meet Me Monday series. That's why I do interviews. Is that's my way of giving back to the community.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of the Meet Me Mondays and doing the interviews. Which, by the way, I need both of you to set up an interview with me.
Anytime. Just
Well,
let me know when.
Well,
We
like
can
I
talk
said,
afterwards.
Tuesday, there's one Tuesday a month that I could do it.
oh, I do
So,
those on Mondays.
oh,
Monday afternoon.
whatever Monday you want. If you want us together or separate or whatever, just let me know.
Oh, I do. Each channel is done separately. So,
Then
right
yeah,
at this moment, I don't have anybody at all lined up for this coming Monday. And then the next available Monday is the 17th of February.
Okay. Well, we can talk about that in a minute, and when I can get my calendar up.
yeah, this weekend or this next Monday would have to be Glenda if she doesn't have anything, because I'm at that conference. So I won't even be here. And the 17th of February, let me see what that is.
And my son helped me get that. I guess you could call it an intake.
Oh, that's family. That's family day. Yeah, I can do the 17th.
The 17th of February. Perfect. Okay.
What time?
It's 1:00 my time. 3:00 Eastern.
3:00 Eastern. Okay.
Yeah. Find something to write that down.
1:00 Mountain Time.
Yeah.
3:00 Eastern. Notice how he messed up. We excluded the people in the middle. I'm surprised Johnny's not throwing a fit over that.
And Pacific always gets forgotten.
Yeah.
Johnny must be out with the cows. He's not in here today.
He must be. Unless he's lurking.
Johnny's not so much a lurker.
Oh, okay.
Johnny
Not like I am. I'm a lurker.
He likes to chat. There's Jin.
Oh, Jin.
I do need to double check my email because I had sent an invite to somebody for this coming Monday. I doubt they're going to take it, but I do need to double check my email on that. But if you want to do Monday, Glenda.
Yeah, let me double check in just a minute when we
that's fine.
pop off, and then I'll get with you, and we'll.
Well,
if I can do it, I'll do it in a heartbeat. I'd love to.
So awesome. I'm just about to say goodbye, so you can do it in the background once we get log off. Hey, Lukey, what's going on, little fella?
Hey.
Yes, I'm just trying to set that up, Lee. Karma's. I'm going to call it Karma's announcement.
It's a wonderful one. Go watch it.
There you go. It's up there now, Lee. Not much, Lukey. Just keep him busy. So yeah, there it is right there. Karma's announcement. And that's what better time than for you all to go over and support Karma.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and watch the whole video. And it's a win-win situation. You won't get disconnected, and she gets more family members, and she gets more watch hours. So perfectly.
So much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I can't wait to go watch it later too. So I just want to say thank you to all those people that stopped by. It is humbling to see,
Yes.
people in the middle of their day stop by and shoot the poo, and we can get set up for tomorrow night for the big announcement. And some of those folks that don't think they can afford it,
Stay tuned.
yes, stay tuned.
What a cliffhanger.
I know, but
Even I'm going to be
anyways, guys, everybody in the chat, you have an amazing afternoon, and you definitely see you back here at 8 o'clock tomorrow night.